Wake up, Frankie, it's Christmas!
Wait, Crimbo?
Let's go see what Santa got us!
I hope he gave me the case of syringes full of unknown diseases I wanted.
What the heck is this? A commentary?
Nah, it just looks like a group of amoeba.
I don't know, I think it's a commentary. Aw man, it's a shitty one too.
Man, but dysentery's a known disease. Fuck you, Santa!
Hey, don't cry. We can just do what we, arguably, do best.
Ooh, scam crack-addicted chipmunks for money?
No, the other thing.
Oh, a commentary. Yeah, one of those. Okay, Lamau. Wait, but isn't this fuck-ass video unlisted?
Yes, but have you considered the fact that I don't fucking care?
No, can't say I have.
I really have no clue why he would have unlisted this, beautiful video. I mean, let's just look at it and see what it's all about.
Ah, so this is the part where we-
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad.
Warning. This video contains subjects such as pedophilia, lawn, and overall degeneracy. Viewer discretion is advised.
Dude, no way! Mama Max from the dollar store!
I want my money back!
Max? Like from the hit series made in 1997, Sam and Max Freelance Police?
Think it'd be the case, but it's somehow gayer / negative.
Also, I love how he gave a warning for the vague concept of degeneracy. That could literally mean anything from furry conventions to necrophilia.
MG, they poured the milk before the cereal! This is degeneracy! Think of the children, no!
Scum behavior.
Alright, but if I'm gonna be real here for just a second, I think your weird censorship in the content warning is, not really that well executed, because when I had actually pre-watched this video, I thought my headphones were being fucky at first, but no, they weren't. It was just a shitty attempt at censorship that overall doesn't make sense to even do in the first place for like 3 reasons. Firstly, your channel doesn't really fit the criteria even remotely required to get monetization. Secondly, when your video is already broaching these heavy subject matters, it's just plain disrespectful to the seriousness of the topic at hand. And thirdly, if you already have the words themselves in this content warning uncensored on screen, that just makes this whole bit of censorship just fucking useless.
Mushroom girl, mushroom girl, mushroom girl.
You are significantly dumber than Lydia Dietz.
I said mushroom girl 3 times in the mirror, and all I got were these dime a dozen rant videos. Frowny face.
I don't even know where to begin. Well, I guess I'll try. First off, for this video, I will try to put in the corner a little disclaimer that what I'm saying is an act of humor. You know, when I say a joke, as Mushroom Girl has made it very obvious that she has a hard time identifying humor.
Here he says he's going to put something in the corner of the screen when he makes a joke, and then he doesn't do that. Maybe he does and I just don't notice it. I skimmed through the entire video again and did not see a single instance of him doing this, but maybe he did and I just missed it. But if it's that easy to miss, then it's really not doing its job now, is it? TSPMO.
Also, prepare for some major doses of irony, as even Handman doesn't seem to understand comedy when it's right in front of him, so please put a pin in this.
And with that being said, let me carry on with the video. When it comes to the topic of this, what do I describe this thing as? Degenerate creep, I really just don't know where to begin. Like, do I start with her past dramas or her stupidity?
I don't know, it's your video, not mine.
Better yet, I got an idea for you, hand thing. If you're wondering where the hell to start in your mold-ridden air quotes hit piece, consider this magical thing known as scripting. No, seriously, it'll help the overall structure of this video and would save you some time and us a few more aneurysms. Okay, thanks, bye!
Hey, you can't implode, then we can't do the rest of this commentary.
Would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling commentators!
Her weird art?
Hey, you leave EXE and Phaon out of this!
Wait, the fuck is an Exe and Phaon?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
One eternity later.
And that's why being a freak actually does get you bitches.
Alright, so where's the degeneracy? Come on, you were hyping it up this much, where the fuck is it? Cause all I can really see here is just two aliens being gay.
Toxic alien.
Like, honestly, there isn't a problem with two masked NBs who are clearly interested in each other, you know, enough to be in a romantic relationship. It isn't hurting anybody since, you know, a gay couple being together isn't a crime, nor is it indicative of any quote-unquote degeneracy. Let them be gay in peace, damn it!
But anyway, I think the point is that my art just looks bad in general, which is subjective and also not even relevant, especially when in the same video you're calling me, your words, a degenerate creep.
I don't even think I can really call it that. Or should we discuss her obsession with people she makes videos on, whom are minors, by the way? Well, I think to really start the video, we need to kind of know what is a mushroom girl, and what does this creature do, and where does it come from? I decided to take a little look at her channel history and look at her older videos, and oh boy, that was an adventure. I can't even hate that much because, I mean, like, she was like 13 probably when she made these.
Okay, then why did you? Seriously, you brought it up to make fun of me and then said you weren't going to make fun of me that much. What? Pick one. What was the point of even bringing it up if you don't think it's fair to make fun of me for it?
Hey, so, point of advice, if you're gonna make a hit piece or expose someone for being a creep or what have you, you should probably focus on the important shit, such as the aforementioned creepiness or degeneracy first, rather than some fuck-ass animation someone made when they were like 12. Like, I get it. You're a kid, so your priorities aren't quite up to snuff yet, but you really do gotta work on that, because this has no real relevance to the true thesis statements of this video at hand.
Something you'll notice all throughout his video is that this guy can never decide whether he wants to be comedic or seriously criticize me for things that he thinks are degenerate. You can technically be both comedic and serious in a commentary, but his balancing and clarity while doing such is so dog shit that he should probably just pick one and stick with it.
Dog, I'd be able to better discern what's in front of me during a sandstorm than whatever the fuck Hand Dude is saying.
I'd be better able to discern what room I'm in with all these fuck-ass power outages in my area. I'm Washingtonian. Someone help. Then understand what is and isn't supposed to be a joke in this blurry excuse of a video.
Fuck, it'd be easier to discern which animatronics get a little quirky at night.
I made some pretty stupid videos when I was 13.
The fuck are you talking about? You're still making stupid videos.
Obviously none this horrid, but still some pretty cringe ones we all did probably. I looked at her most popular video as well, which discusses a topic called pro shippers. Now, I didn't really know what this was, and well, ladies and gentlemen, it isn't good. A pro shipper is essentially someone who is fine with any sort of character ship, whether that be a minor shipped with an adult, which is pedophilia, or just some overall disgusting ship like an animal with a human.
So you can show an example of pedophilia, even using a real child predator's likeness, but you can't show an example of zoophilia? This is really dumb and inconsistent. Maybe it's just weird to me because I'm personally of the belief that pedophilia is worse than zoophilia, but I think this is kind of stupid either way.
This is not only basically promoting pedophilia, but also bestiality. Both two morally disgusting things, I think we can all agree.
Alright, so No, that's not even close to what that means, and you're being dishonest. Because by that definition that you even read out loud, nowhere does it state that the ideology of pro-shipping inherently promotes these themes in the slightest. What it does promote, however, is freedom of expression, which whilst being able to lead to said outcome you're talking about in the hands of some individuals, you are still arguing off of a logical fallacy, that being the slippery slope. Or to put in simpler terms, the violent video games make people violent argument, which in and of itself is fucking stupid, because media should be allowed to have transgressive and dark subject matter as long as it doesn't promote it or anything. Because while you can certainly still discuss these serious and depraved topics in a discussion, or even through a video, I think limiting the medium of discussion of said topics is not only reductive and wrong, but also harmful, due to the fact that we limit discussion simply due to say how uncomfy it makes us. Then we're just gonna stay in our own bubble, and we're not really gonna progress in society at all, and we're not even gonna progress in the understanding of that subject matter in question.
Oh, joyous, I get to talk about pro-shipping for the 100th time. Making artwork of fictional pedophilia or bestiality doesn't inherently promote real-life pedophilia or bestiality. There's no real scientific evidence to support that. What you enjoy in fiction doesn't automatically parallel what you like in reality. Feel free to not like the fiction, or to think it's gross, or to think that it's immoral to like, but at the end of the day, it is fiction. Gross, icky fiction is going to exist. The people depicted aren't real. Find something more important to cry over. You know, like actual pedophilia and bestiality. Why do all these people put all the spotlight on drawings instead of the real deplorable behaviors?
Hell, to even expand upon this as well, neither me or MG think, for instance, things like lolicon are okay, because, they're fucking gross. What we're trying to argue, however, is that it doesn't, equal to the definition and diagnostic of pedophilia in the DSM-5, because if they're already attracted to it anyways, that could very well indicate the problem, in this case liking kids, is not the media, but it's the actual person's psyche. Again, still really fucked up and gross, but the words we do use are pretty damn important, because if you aren't hyper-specific, it very well could lead to being seen as libelous and or slanderous. And to repeat, it's still fucking bad. Like, I'll still side-eye someone for that shit.
TLDR, calling people pedophiles over fiction is stupid.
And if that doesn't seem wrong to you, then I'm not sure what does, because honestly, that's really gross. I don't know how you can publicly announce to people, hey, I support pro-shipping, while fully being aware of what it is. Now that we are aware of what the creature's origin is and what kind of videos it makes, we can fully discuss all of the drama. I was first introduced to the animal via a friend.
Mushrooms aren't animals.
But they're just such fun guys to be around.
Boo, get off the stage, ho.
Named Shark Hunter, well, that's what he goes by online, and he had been lots and lots of drama with her. And I'll be like really dead ass right now. We were watching her videos in school and like dying laughing like at lunch break. Like, this stuff is too good. I mean, like, let me check how many videos she made. 8 videos? 8 videos on Shark Hunter.
Okay, and Shark Hunter made 6 videos on me, 3 of which were entirely unprompted, by the way. His first video on me was his response to my video on pro-shipping. His second video on me was about a text conversation and a call that he started. And his latest video about me was about a conversation that, again, he started. The other 3 videos were all direct responses to responses I made on him. If we look at my videos on Shark Hunter, none of them were technically unprompted. Seriously, think about it. Studying Shark Hunter was a response to his second video on me. The Salmonella Speedrunner was about his third video on me. Both parts of Shark Hunter the Threequel were a response to his fourth video. The Dictator Core video was about videos he, unprompted, sent to me in DMs. And the follow-up video was responding to complaints Shark Hunter and others had against my Dictator Core video. And the newest video was in response to Shark Hunter's second to latest video on me. I completely forgot to address the 8th video that he was discussing, which is the live stream, and just to address that really quick, that was a live stream that was supposed to be a response to, I believe, Shark Hunter's third video on me. This was before the Salmonella Speedrunner was a thing. but it then ended up pivoting more towards Shark Hunter and his friends begging to be on call with me, so I ended up caving, and then basically the rest of the live stream was calling with them. So that one wasn't unprompted either. I thought I'd bring this up because, you know, I don't want it to look like I'm purposefully leaving out one of the videos that he was discussing. I just completely forgot that live stream was even a thing, so... The closest I came to covering Sharky Boy unprompted was the Dictator Core video and the follow-up. So you know what? Fine, we'll count those two just to be nice. I made 2, kind of, unprompted videos on Shark Hunter out of 8, and he made 3 unprompted videos on me out of 6. Those are very different ratios. When you actually look at what these videos are about, it's clear that, by your fuck-ass logic, Shark Hunter is the one obsessed with me, just by the fact that he constantly covers me unprompted. And let me make this clear, it's okay to cover people unprompted. That's how commentary chains usually start after all. However, if we want to act like making a lot of videos on someone is obsession, I think taking into account why we made those videos in question is an important factor. While I made more videos on him than he did on me, my reasonings for doing so were almost always direct responses as opposed to, I DM'd Mushroom Girl unprompted and she said things I know likey. Again, he's allowed to make videos on me for any reason he pleases. I don't really care, but in this context, I feel like it's relevant.
Oh, God forbid someone defends themselves in a video! You sound ridiculous.
Also, these videos were made over the span of 8 months. In my opinion, I feel like obsession looks more like covering someone back to back to back, which neither me nor Shark Hunter have been doing. I do consider Shark Hunter obsessed with me though, not because of the videos he's made on me, though his latest video is kinda pushing it for reasons I outlined in my latest Shark Hunter video. It's because he DMs me unprompted constantly like we're friends or something. Making commentaries on a commentator is not grounds to call someone obsessed.
Or insinuate that somebody's being creepy to kids either.
DMing someone constantly for absolutely no reason is grounds for calling someone obsessed. God forbid a commentator commentate.
This is like a whole damn TV show. I mean, this is an obsession. Like, does she have like posters of Shark Hunter on her wall?
How did you know?
Like, what is this? She even has a playlist on her channel called Shark Hunter Videos.
Ah, yes, because having a playlist on an individual you were in a commentary chain with to properly chronicle your content is obsessive and deranged.
No, it fucking isn't!
Like, if you can't stand the heat, just don't go in the fucking kitchen. Christ, no one's telling you gotta. Furthermore, MJ has playlists of other people she's commented on that were in long commentary chains. Does that mean she's some evil, A-loggy, obsessive weirdo? No.
I must also be obsessed with Whisper. God, that's a name I haven't uttered in a while. And Carmen Rider, and Shaggy, and Sensitive Society, and Sav. Because God forbid a person who has 118 now, commentaries on his YouTube channel attempts to organize his videos into playlists.
She's basically using Shark Hunter as a cheap way to get some quick cash and knows riding off his success will help her channel.
My content is unmonetized. What am I being greedy for? Tapes? I am unmonetized, as stated earlier. And I don't get money out of it either. My channel is unmonetized. For fuck's sake, 2 out of those 3 clips were from my latest video on Shark Hunter, which later you say that you watched. Where the fuck would I be getting this cash from? The Shark Hunter Tycoon?
Not even just that, but MG's viewership and sub count is not only higher, but also tends to be fine on his other commentaries, or hell, even their other animations of her OCs.
Because, as we will look later, her channel's not doing very good. She's running out of content ideas. It's very clear to see. Let's take a quick look at her most recent video, which just...
Holy crack-addicted flesh-eating weasels in a shoebox! That is way too damn fast!
Whoa, Sam, calm it down!
Like, I had to put the video at 0.25 times speed to see the video thumbnail in question. If you're gonna show evidence, at least have it there for like 5 to 10 seconds, maybe even 1 or 2 to give your audience a chance to read it instead of this shit.
I personally didn't have this issue, specifically because I literally drew that thumbnail and can recognize it very easily, but not everyone can do that, because not everyone is me or a hardcore MG fan. Even though everyone should be a hardcore MG fan.
which discusses topics like lolicon and pedophilia. I just want to make that aware to everyone before we dive into it. While she's talking about these topics, she's also talking about minors. These minors being Shark Hunter and Mr. Frost.
I discussed lolicon in a video about minors because, you know, he actively brought it up first in reference to me to say things that were actively incorrect about me. Not only in the title of his video, the original title, it did get changed later on, but also within his actual video.
And on top of that, she's the one that openly supports lolicon. So if there's anybody who even remotely deserves a label of creep or incredibly weird, it's entirely and unequivocally her.
God forbid I respond to someone saying something about me that isn't true. And the mention of pedophilia was, as shown in the trigger warnings you put on screen, extremely minor. If this kid can make videos about why I'm wrong about pro-shipping and call me a lolicon lover, he can handle me mentioning pedophilia and lolicon. If he wants to act like a big boy, he can handle the big boy themes that he got himself involved with first. You like this video so much, Shark Hunter? Well, guess what? You can't accuse an adult of something that involves a dark topic and then have your friend cry predator when I respond to it and criticize you for it. That's not how this works. If you're gonna be a commentator and you're gonna talk about these topics, either 1, don't, or 2, suck it up when the people who you accuse falsely of things actually fucking respond. You have to take on that responsibility if you want to be talking about these things.
I love how in her first Shark Hunter video as well, she starts the whole video off, which is like the first thing to the whole entire saga, with a quick disclaimer that you have to be over 16 to watch this video because it has these sort of topics.
Recommended. Try again. No, like, actually, there is a clear distinction between saying that something is only meant for a certain audience rather than, say, a recommendation for the audience. You know? A suggestion.
I have never said that you have to be 16 to watch my video. In fact, I don't think I've ever said that about any of my videos. You're pulling shit out of your ass and misrepresenting screenshots.
And that's a good thing to do. That's a good recommendation.
Oh, so it is a recommendation now.
Dumbass.
I was actually like, I was looking into that and I was like, oh, this is really good. This person actually has morals. And then I thought for a second, Shark Hunter is not, he doesn't even meet this age requirement that she has put on her video. It basically just completely abolishes her recommendation.
So then which is it then? Is it a requirement or a fucking suggestion?
I, MD, Mushroom Dictator, have now outlawed 15-year-olds from watching my YouTube videos.
And I, Jester of the
Redacted.
have been tying grannies to train tracks and punting puppies across the solar system.
Oh yeah, wait, you are a jester. Do a little dance. Oh yeah, right, commentary. Never mind.
Alright, but seriously, you're like the annoying enlightened centrist that people throw packing peanuts at to get you to shut up.
And it makes it quite clear that she doesn't care about the age of the viewer watching the video.
I mean, yeah, not really. I'm a commentator, not your mom. It's not like my videos have like 18 plus not safe for work content or anything.
She doesn't give a shit about that. She just cares about her reputation. She only put that there to make herself look good. And that's really, really clear to me.
See, the problem with making assumptions, descriptions, or even insinuations of intent is that if you make them on their own with either no evidence or very flimsy reasoning and evidence, then it's gonna backfire on you immediately. Because, fun fact, you can't really read MG's mind, or anyone else's for that matter. It'd be one thing if you were able to, but you can't. You know, honestly, I would just suggest next time that you show stronger evidence that he doesn't care.
The reasoning for putting that recommendation there was literally just expressing my own personal opinion of who I think is best suited to watch the video. But guess what? Age and maturity don't always perfectly align. There are 15-year-olds out there that can handle the discussions of these topics in a YouTube video, and there are 17-year-olds that can't. It's entirely based on the individual and their life. Now, if I was talking about these subjects in DMs with him while he was a minor and I was an adult, then we could have a talk about me possibly being some kind of creep. But a public YouTube video talking about subjects that Shark Hunter brought up first is not creepy. You can't prey on someone via YouTube video. We already had this fuck-ass discussion during the Sinful Lucy situation.
I want to talk about another thing. I find it really odd that she makes herself like almost obsessed with the people she makes videos on. Like, I'm sure I'm going to be the next victim. I'll have my own poster on her wall dedicated to me.
What? I would never.
But she made her recent video on Shark Hunter and Mr. Frost, as I said earlier, who are both minors. And this video was like over an hour long. Like, this was a long one to watch, and I'm gonna be honest, I had to play it on 2x speed, and that was pretty funny to have to go through, because like it's here, I'll just show it for you guys.
To everyone's shock, not actually the definition of a content farm. The actual definition of a content farm is an organization focused on generating a large amount of web content.
Okay! Never mind the fact that you didn't even let their point fully play out, but also, going to a random part of the video where she's just explaining the definition of a content farm isn't really that stupid nor funny. He's just giving the proper clarification where it's needed. Shut your face. If the joke was that she sounds weird when sped up, well, everyone sounds weird when they're sped up. Like, sure, you're allowed to find it funny, but also, I don't think that really should be brought up since it's such a literal nothing burger.
I can't believe Handman had to endure an audio clip of Mushroom Girl with her voice sped up.
It's not sped up, it's not high pitch, it's nightcore!
Nightcore involves pitching it up too, you dumbass.
Not yet.
Anyways, so I hope you guys got a laugh out of that. I thought it was pretty funny. But she was so obsessed with Mr. Frost that she not only set her thumbnail is her like kidnapping him, which he's a minor, by the way, and Shark Hunter just like is watching her kidnap him, I guess. I don't really know what this thumbnail is.
Now, he kind of elaborated on this point a bit near the end of his video.
This is post-production Handman once again. I was looking through her thumbnails while doing my editing, and I just noticed, why the fuck is she always trying to kidnap Shark Hunter with like a net? Like, let's just look at this thumbnail for a quick second. She literally is holding a net in her hands and is searching for him. Look, he's terrified. Like, she's basically just calling herself a creep. She might as well be. And like, look at this one. She has Mr. Frost in a net. She has Shark Hunter in a net in this one. Like, what is going on with this? This is like honestly disturbing.
And I just want to address this entire thing as one point instead of as two separate points, because it's just easier and makes more sense. If you actually look at the context, I know, scary, of which these thumbnails are made in, you can see that this is obviously not meant to be some expression of me literally wanting to kidnap these people. The Studying Shark Hunter thumbnail shows me studying Shark Hunter, as the name suggests. The joke here is that his strange opinions make him some kind of strange specimen that I'm studying. The Salmonella speedrunner shows Shark Hunter breaking out of his enclosure and running away with some tasty raw eggs in his hands. Shark Hunter the threequel shows me going out to look for Shark Hunter with a comically large net, and then eventually catching him in that net. Then, Shark Hunter and Friend shows me ditching Shark Hunter and instead deciding to catch Mr. Frost because I find him more entertaining, as described in the video itself. Hey, Handy from Happy Tree Friends, wanna know why I decided to use a comically large net to kidnap him? Because it's the most cartoonishly fucking stupid way to kidnap someone. If you think this is creepy, how about we have a little discussion about Shark Hunter's favorite AI video, which includes him literally killing me in war as a dictator. If it's because I'm an adult and he's a minor, not only is that really arbitrary considering these thumbnails aren't even inappropriate to begin with, but also it's important to note, and I find it interesting that he has never once mentioned this, I turned 18 in September, meaning every single Shark Hunter video I've made, except my most recent one, was made when I was a minor. So this framing of me, a grown-ass adult, targeting these poor minors, is really dishonest considering I've only made one singular video on them while being an adult. Mentioning that I only turned 18 3 months ago would have really made this whole MG is a creep who's obsessed with minors as an adult thing a lot less credible, wouldn't it?
But she also put her status as a quote from Mr. Frost.
Oh, God forbid someone finds something someone else says funny! Please, think of the children!
I love how Snow Miser can call me a slut, but I'm not allowed to make fun of him for it. Just like how Shark Hunter can call me a lolicon lover, and when I criticize him, I'm the bad guy. It's almost like the framing that he is using in this situation is less trying to argue for protecting children, and more trying to argue for, don't criticize my friends!
I hope that one day I may be of the likes of Mr. Frost and will be able to be worthy of being in Mushroom Girl status, as it is a true honor to have, and I will one day earn that spot in Mushroom Girl status. That is something I hold dear. I will cherish the day that I get to feature on Mushroom Girl status.
Well, today is your lucky day. This was kind of a long quote, so I couldn't add it all, unfortunately, but I tried just for you.
Now, I was actually able to be lucky enough to get a conversation with our famous celebrity Mushroom Girl,
which I will now show you the entirety of.
So I'm a friend of Shark Hunter, so where's my shout out? 'Cause it seems like just being friends with him is enough to get a video. Come on, give me a little clout.
You seem obsessed with me or something, IDK. Go touch grass or something instead of begging to have a video made on you. I literally could not care less who you're friends with. I don't know you. Shrugs.
There is zero obsession present. Besides, the obsession you have on making videos about kids whilst being a full-grown adult. Also, your failure to discover the act of joking. Any humorous remark makes me believe your intelligence is quite low. This is even more sad with the fact that you're an adult.
A humorous remark makes me believe your intelligence is quite low. Guy with monocle emoji.
Also, what's even more obsessive is you put a quote from someone that you made a video about in your status.
Is it, or was it just funny as shit?
The fact you were unable to detect me making such a humorous remark, me making fun of you, makes me believe you are stupid. If you want me to dumb it down for you, I can. Don't talk about funny because you can't even understand what a joke is. Funny is clearly too high above your brain level for you to comprehend.
Insert picture of an extremely fat seal. You need a really high IQ to watch Rick and Morty, odd remark.
Not even close, but okay.
Have you ever seen a baby hedgehog? Look at this guy. This is what Sonic looked like before he started going fast. I'm not a man, actually.
The point is you're an adult. Having drama and beef with children, not your gender. I frankly do not care.
You seem to care a lot about my age, though.
However, age is quite important, don't you think?
Not in this discussion, no.
When it comes to making videos on children, I would think so.
Depends on what those videos are saying. Shark Hunter face reveal.
when you're discussing things like
lolicon.
I think it's quite important to take age into consideration, along with grooming and pedophilia. Keep in mind, you are putting these things in your disclaimer whilst making a video about a minor. You made a video recommending that the viewer watching be 16 plus. The video was about Shark Hunter, keep in mind. Shark Hunter didn't even meet your set age requirement for the video.
He accused me of being a lolicon lover. God forbid I respond. It wasn't a requirement, it was a recommendation.
Still, you made this call-out video on someone who didn't mean your age recommendation. Does this not ethically sound wrong to you?
Not really, no. If he wants to talk about big boy topics, he can have big boys cover him.
Then what's the point of setting an age recommendation?
To help the chicken cross the road. And then I blocked him. This conversation will be important for later interjections.
It didn't last very long as she blocked me pretty soon into the conversation.
You came into the conversation being a snarky bitch, and then when you actually did start making arguments, you were making the dumbest fucking arguments known to man. So once I realized that I wouldn't be able to have an actual coherent discussion with you, I blocked you, because you're fucking annoying. You want me to take you seriously? Don't start the fucking discussion like this. You don't like that I blocked you? That's a skill issue. Don't do shit that makes me want to block you. I don't owe you a conversation.
Like, I couldn't get many questions in. I was kind of like the paparazzi, you know? Like, scum like me don't get to talk to the likes of Mushroom Girl.
I don't really know what you were expecting, given the fact that you weren't really prioritizing your questions here at all, as shown within the logs. It'd be one thing if perhaps you were just trying to get up to some tomfoolery, a little bit of trolling, if you will. But if your true intent was to ask questions and gain perspective and clarification that you're claiming to seek, I think you probably should have just opened your message with some questions, as opposed to just being an ass right out the gate. Again, to refer to my earlier point, if you wanted to just do some trolling, just fucking do that. You don't gotta morally justify it or anything. You don't have to fucking Schrodinger's predator allegation your way into the conversation.
You're painting this as if you came into the conversation just asking questions, and that I was a meanie by blocking you. But that's not what fucking happened. And may I also point out that this was not our first conversation. We had a conversation before this where you actually came into the conversation with a question, and I answered it. And then you asked a second question, and then I answered it. See how easy it is to just ask questions like a normal fucking person? This picture you're trying to paint of me being a sensitive meanie because I didn't answer your questions is fucking ridiculous if you look at the conversation right before. What is the difference between these two conversations? Oh yeah, you came into one of them being polite and asking polite questions.
But I basically poke fun at her, and I tell her that I'm also a friend of Shark Hunter, so where's my shout out?
Oh, so you weren't just asking some questions. Stellar cover-up job, big dog. Really duped me. No, you didn't. Like, if you're trying to make yourself seem sympathetic via lying by omission, don't contradict yourself later and go, oh, I was just poking some fun at her, when in reality, as well, you weren't being lighthearted or respectful for that matter here. Point of advice, if you're gonna lie, try making it a bit more fucking convincing next time.
I don't know about you, but when I want to ask someone questions, I don't start the conversation immediately with being an asshole.
And, like, this is obviously a joke. Like, I asked her for clout, and she took it seriously by, like, responding in anger and trying to, like, combat what I said. But she couldn't understand that I was making fun of her, which I find hilarious. That just humor is a concept that is, like, too much for her brain to handle. She can't comprehend that.
Okay, but your joke was meant to convey that I only made a video on Mr. Frost because he was Shark Hunter's friend, and not because his video was just bad. What's even supposed to be the punchline if this isn't the case? You just begging for clout with no real reason to? That's not funny.
Also, this isn't really responding with anger. This is just called apathy and indifference. Your card has been declined. Please try again.
These seething liberals can't handle my hilarious jokes. What do you mean I need to take a shower? I'm busy owning the liberals, Mom.
Get the fuck out of my room! I'm being based a red-pilled and boy motor maxing!
And so she then tried to call me obsessed and told me to touch grass and all this other stuff. And then I tried to tell her that I was simply just being humorous, which she responded with, this. So I guess she doesn't really know how to read or just misunderstood me. I'm not really sure. But anyways, I then asked her why she made her status based on someone who is a minor while she is a full-grown adult. As truly, that's the obsessive thing here, I'm pretty sure.
The most creepy, gross, predatory, obsessive thing in the universe. This.
My eyes!
And this is the same fucking guy who claims I can't comprehend humor. Oh my fucking god. Okay, so when he makes jokes, it's completely above criticism. But when I make jokes, it's obsessive. Despite the fact that what he's calling obsessive is the biggest stretch in the fucking universe. And the fact that you over and over again keep fucking emphasizing the fact that I'm a grown adult and that Mr. Frost and Charles Hunter are these little minors just shows that you are trying to paint me as some kind of predator over the most milquetoast shit in the fucking universe. You guys think this is bad? Him trying to imply I'm some kind of predator over this? Oh yeah, it gets fucking worse. Just wait.
And she dismisses this like instantly and just says it's funny, and that got a little laugh out of me.
Oh, so you can dismiss things by saying, it's a joke, bro, but I can't? This is so fucking stupid. World's most obvious double standard.
Because just earlier she demonstrated that her brain can't understand humor or comedy in any way, so clearly it wasn't for laughs because I don't think she can laugh. I don't think she knows what humor is. Like, I genuinely, like, can we help this person?
Am I the only one who finds it incredibly entitled to claim that anyone who doesn't like or understand your jokes in particular don't know what humor is? But you can take all my jokes completely seriously, of course, because everything is bad when Mushroom Girl does it. You know, maybe your humor is just kinda stupid and unfunny.
Anyways, she then pulled the classic move of just sending images when you're losing an argument and just trying to post random stuff just to deter me off, and she's kind of known for doing this from what I hear.
I assume you heard that from Mr. Red Herring Fallacy himself. God, I love this stupid fucking image.
Yes, when you do some trolling TM and it's okay, but when MG does it, he's super ultra mega death Hitler from the shifting sandline of Mario 64. Nah, but really, the usage of double standards makes you look like and just makes you a hypocrite here, since if you're being silly in this conversation, I think she has every right to be silly back. This isn't really a cope against losing an argument, rather it's just them not talking to you at all seriously because, you know, the way you were acting was unserious as all hell. You can't even say that that wasn't what you were doing either, since you admitted to it earlier on, even with your attempt with a lie by omission. Please be consistent.
But I just quickly shifted the conversation back to something of importance.
What the fuck do you mean, back to something of importance? You came into the conversation, in your words, poking fun at me.
Reminding her that she's a full-grown adult.
I find it interesting how he calls me a full-grown adult when I was literally a minor 3 months ago. That isn't fully grown by any stretch of the imagination. The way he's talking about me is incredibly dishonest. Shark Hunter is literally 3 years away from being my age. I am not fully grown.
And she basically says that she doesn't think that age matters at all in this situation, which is just odd. That's a very odd point of view from our good friend Mushroom Girl.
Because nothing creepy or predatory was actually going on? There's no actual reason to care about age in this situation? Also, if you really want to claim that age is an important factor in this situation, how about you mention the fact that I've only been 18 for 3 fucking months? And I know you know this because I made an entire fucking video about it. Shut the fuck up.
Here's a fun fact! If you make a video on YouTube or literally any public platform, you should expect to have some form of criticism sent your way.
Especially if you're accusing people of being lolicon lovers with no evidence.
Being a minor doesn't preclude you from criticism, however, it would change how an adult such as myself, who's 20, goes about said criticism. Because, you know, you're still fairly young, and as such you still have lots of time to improve, not only yourself as a person, but also your argumentation, because, you know, as much as I've been harsh, I'd like to think I've been fair here. And, by extension, an adult criticizing you in general doesn't inherently make them creepy, especially if it's a YouTube video, for God's sakes. Like, it's so far removed from actual, you know, reaching out and contacting somebody. You know, now come to think about it, are fucking school teachers or your family members or any other adult that happens to walk into your life automatically creepy because they levied criticism your way when you were a minor? No. So that's why, if you're really gonna make a point like this, perhaps actually give a fucking metric instead of being super vague. Because all this does is confuse me and give you the opportunity to basically try moving the goalpost if you so pleased, which of course is just sort of a dishonest setup. Not even just that, you're being a commentary channel who can't accept criticism. What?
Unless you have actual evidence of me actually being creepy to anyone. No, not me mentioning someone in a fucking Discord status. No, not me criticizing someone for saying something about me that's wrong. Actual evidence of actual predatory behavior towards minors. Shut the fuck up. Also, I like how you claim that the statement that age doesn't actually matter in this situation is odd without actually elaborating and explaining why it's odd. Great argumentation, truly.
And then send a picture of a baby hedgehog and says, Shark Hunter face reveal. Man, that was a knee slapper. That was a good one, but I find it, you know, quite weird. She's talking about a child's appearance. Yeah, that's not a good look on you.
I can't even think of a fucking metaphor to describe how much of a fucking stretch this is. Are you just saying crazy shit to get a reaction out of me? Is this a fucking set of what would you do? What the fuck are you talking about? It's a baby fucking animal. What is sexual about this? And if it's not sexual, then it doesn't fucking matter. And if it is, you need to explain how. But you can't, because it's not. And you're just pulling shit out of your fucking ass. I don't think I could think of a more clear-cut instance of bad faith argumentation. But remember, guys, Mushroom Girl doesn't understand humor. Mushroom Girl takes every joke I make seriously. Remember that. I mean it from the bottom of my heart when I say, you are a fucking idiot.
I then tell her I think age is really important when it comes down to the topics of lolicon and pedophilia, and how it isn't an age-appropriate topic for minors to be brought into.
Okay, except I didn't bring him into the conversation. He brought himself into the conversation by calling me a fucking lolicon lover. Did you even watch my latest video on him? Or were you too busy laughing at the fact that when you speed up someone's voice, it actually speeds up, like a baby laughing at Cocomelon?
Also, again, to restate, MG was 17 when all those videos but one, aka her most recent, regarding this situation was made, and by extension the discussions of these topics, so, yeah, please stop talking.
Especially when it comes to an adult, and Mushroom Girl just kind of gives up and blocks me. She doesn't really know how to combat this. Her brain can't really understand that very well. I understand.
She blocked you because you were being annoying. It ain't that deep, dude.
Also, I literally did respond to this point in DMs. Did you just forget that, or are you being dishonest again?
However, Mushroom Girl has failed to realize that I have a whole weekend of nothing to do because my stupid friends canceled plans on me like a bunch of bums.
I don't know, they kinda sound based.
And I have nothing to do and I'm really bored, so I decided to make a commentary channel on a VC with Shark Hunter one night, just kinda out of the blue, and make a video about this.
So me putting something Mr. Frost said as my Discord status is obsessive, but making an entire YouTube channel just to cover me isn't? Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think that's obsessive. If I'm what starts your commentary journey, that's fine, but by your dumbass logic, that would be much more obsessive, wouldn't it? Your logic of what is and isn't considered creepy and obsessive seems to depend less on what the action is and more on who's doing it. AKA, Mushroom Girl do a thing equals bad, Handman do a thing equals good.
And Mushroom Girl, you've made it obvious on your channel that you're kind of running dry on content, and I know you've almost milked the tit of the drama with Shark Hunter dry, so I'm deciding to give you an early Christmas present from me to you by making this video, giving you more content to work on. So you're welcome, Mushroom Girl. I'm glad to give you this from Handman himself. I hope you enjoy.
Wow, I can make a Christmas commentary after all! Christmas is saved!
Thank you! Alright, so, final thoughts from Jorbs truly. Listen, I think you could have constructed this a lot better. If you were going to make a hit piece on somebody, you know, stay consistent and don't lie by omission. Secondly, I think implicating somebody to be a predator or some kind of creep is very irresponsible to do so. Now, I'm not going to grill you to the goddamn flames, because, you know, you're still a kid. And while you might understand, you know, how bad it is, you might not understand the level of seriousness this allegation could actually bring to somebody's life. So I would just caution you to just not do this again. If you're going to make a claim, make sure you know, well-research things instead of just making strange fucking insinuations throughout your video. Thirdly, I think you should also better structure where your points are placed throughout the video, because I'm not even gonna lie, I know it's a rant, but like, I've never seen something this fucking disjointed in my life. Fourthly, I think if you were wanting a productive conversation out of somebody, maybe don't enter in with this amount of snark. Like, it's not a good idea, okay? Especially if it's something this important and that, you know, you wanted to hear from the person themselves what their perspective was, right? It's not that hard. Just don't go in guns blazing. Now, if they're being mean to you or whatever shit for just even trying to ask you a question, then okay, sure, then blast them into the orbit. I don't fucking care. But overall, those are, you know, my final thoughts and criticisms to levy at you. I think you have some potential to become a fairly good creator. I just think you might need to sharpen your craft a bit more.
Frankie said that she wasn't going to grill you, but I am going to grill you. This video is filled to the fucking brim with dishonest statements. I'm pretty sure almost every single sentence in this video is some level of dishonest. Hell, if you removed all the dishonesty from this video wouldn't exist, because the entirety of the premise of this video is dishonest in and of itself. This idea that I'm some creep against Shark Hunter and Mr. Frost is so fucking insane if you actually look at the situation from an objective point of view instead of your twisted, warped version that you portray in this video. This entire video is just dancing around the concept that I'm a predator by not directly saying it, but by saying everything you fucking can to imply it. I'm not a fucking predator, you piece of shit. This video is you trying to deflect criticism away from your friends by trying to pull the minor card and claiming I'm actually a creep for criticizing them in the first place because of bullshit reasoning that you don't bother to properly explain, instead of, talking about the criticisms based on their fucking merit. This whole thing is a fucking red herring. This entire video is just one giant red herring. It's completely ignoring the point of my videos on Shark Hunter and the reason why I consistently criticize Shark Hunter and Mr. Frost, and instead trying to paint me as some kind of predator to distract from the fact that I actually have a fucking point. In fact, I have a lot of points. I make a lot of good points in these videos, which you don't want to address, and instead want to paint me as a predator so everyone forgets that what I'm saying actually has weight to it. And here's the thing, if you want to criticize me for thinking that it's okay to make a video on Shark Hunter that discusses these topics, you can do that. You are free to criticize me for that. And I think that's fine, because I welcome criticism on my videos. But that's not what you're doing. You're trying to paint it as me being some kind of creep who's constantly obsessed with minors. You're trying to pin a label on me, even if you aren't directly saying that label. We all know what you fucking mean. Instead of actually having a point to make. If you actually had a point to make, you wouldn't have to put these labels on me to discredit me, instead of just criticizing me for things you think I've done wrong. Let me make this extremely clear. The issue is not that you decided to criticize me in a way I disagree with. You are fully allowed to do that. The issue is that instead of criticizing me, you decided to make an entire video to distract from the situation at hand and distract from the issues that Mr. Frost and Shark Hunter have by trying to pin a label onto me and put all the spotlight on me and how I'm apparently some predator creep, instead of actually discussing the situation at hand. And the fact that your evidence of such is so flimsy just makes it clear to me how this was your way of deflecting the situation as opposed to actually trying to spread awareness of someone you believe to be dangerous to minors. Your video did not add a singular thing to this situation. All it was doing was distracting from it. And of course Shark Hunter will agree with this shit because it takes the spotlight off of his shitty actions and puts the spotlight over shit I've never even done, that being predatory to minors. And I know I'm going to hear someone, maybe even Handman himself or Shark Hunter himself, say, well, he never technically accused you of being a predator. Yes, he did. He claimed multiple times I was being creepy towards minors. What does that mean? That means being a predator. That means being predatory towards minors. What the fuck else does that mean? And I'm pretty sure the only reason he never actually dropped the word predator in the video is because he wanted some sort of plausible deniability. Well, guess what? I'm not fucking stupid. I know what you're implying. You're not slick. Let's not mince words here. You're trying to accuse me of being a predator. You're just too much of a coward to actually say it. If you're going to falsely accuse someone of predatory behavior, at least be direct with it. At least directly say, I believe Mushroom Girl is a predator and here's why. Because this just makes you look like a coward, because you're being a coward. Well, that's all I have to say. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate. Goodbye.